Hey guys, it's Sam and I'm here with my first Empties video. I decided to start doing Empties videos for mostly Asian skincare products. I think I have one makeup product in here, but in the future I'll probably add them. I just decided randomly to start adding the makeup products to this as well. But I'm going through more Asian skincare stuff. I kind of got off of my Asian skincare routine, which I'll talk about briefly, and then I got back onto it, and I'm seeing results again. I'm really happy with it. So just like last time when I talked about Asian skincare, I do not have any base makeup on, so I obviously have other makeup on. I have eye makeup on and I have lipstick on, but I don't have any foundation on. And this time I'm going to try to zoom in and see if you can see like my skin texture and stuff and kind of what my skin's going through and the improvements I see and stuff. So when I'm talking about products, you kind of are able to see over time, hopefully, improvements and stuff like that. So here you can kind of see that I have a lot of, I guess, hyperpigmentation. People call things different names. I think a lot of people call this PIH. None of this is a bump anymore. It's all like smoothed out, but it's where old acne used to be. So even this right here looks like it's a bump. It's not. It's smooth. So my skin is incredibly fair and it scars in that way. I don't really get deep ridges or anything like that, but I do get these dots basically everywhere. I do have a couple active pimples. These are not whiteheads. These are more, I guess you could say, cystic acne a little bit. I mean, it's not coming to a head at all, but it is a raised bump. If we go up here, I don't really have a ton of stuff at my forehead, but I do still have that kind of red markings kind of everywhere. This area seems to be my most problem area, which is odd because when I was younger it was definitely more of a T-zone thing. But as I've gotten older with like adult acne, this is the area. So my major skin concerns that I look out for as far as Asian skincare routine is obviously focusing on managing acne, although I'm starting to think that it was a dryness issue, but I'll get into that in a little bit. But focusing on making sure I don't really irritate acne. Also, I have gotten drier as I've gotten older, so I used to think that I was more of a combination to oily skin when I was younger, and now I definitely think I'm normal to dry. So that's something that I've had to come to terms with for the last couple of years because I was so used to being like, oh, I'm oily T-zone, and I'm really not anymore. So now I'm focusing a lot more on moisture and stuff, and then obviously brightening of these little marks and stuff. That's like my biggest thing. And yeah, that and moisture really are my big things. Brightening and moisture. Those are my two focuses. So just getting into everything, because if you go and watch my last Asian skincare video, you'll notice that my skin probably looked a little better than this. Obviously, I think it looked a lot better than this. I had not struggled with acne for years, and I was doing pretty good with everything, and then everything kind of backfired. Back in July, I want to say, of 2016, I started noticing that I was getting a lot of like blackheads and those bumps that I was talking about, and I didn't know what was going on, but I was like, maybe I can just pare down my routine completely. Nothing in my routine had changed. I hadn't messed anything up, but I think it was my skin finally kind of snapping back from chemo, and chemo kind of resetting everything that happened when I was on Accutane like 4 years ago now. So everything kind of went haywire. I was having like cystic acne, I was having a lot of whiteheads. Even up to a couple weeks ago, I was having like a lot of whiteheads and stuff still. Pretty much constantly. I am seeing a dermatologist. He prescribed me some clindamycin, so that's a topical that I do twice a day, and even that was still not really doing much of anything. I'm seeing him again this coming week, but it wasn't really doing a ton for me, I don't think. And it's like, it would make the acne go away sooner, but then new stuff would just reemerge, so it wasn't like it was really healing anything. So I started getting back into my Asian skincare stuff. I started using a low pH cleanser, which is not in here, but I'll talk about in future videos, and just slowly working stuff back into my routine and trying out a few different things and really focusing on moisture. And that has helped a ton. A ton. So I'm gonna try to work my way through from stuff that I finished farthest away ago to stuff I finished most recently. So this one I talked about in my last haul. It's the Mizone Multifunction Formula Snail Repair Intensive Ampoule. Long name. I mentioned how much I liked it in my haul. I still really like this, and I do want to try this again, but I ended up buying the Cosrx 96% Snail something serum ampoule. So I don't even have it with me right now because it's not an empty. So it's a larger bottle, and I've been using that, and I actually went off that for a little while. I'm going to work that back in my routine. But anyway, I really liked this, and I think once I get done with the Cosrx, I'm going to try this one again because I feel like this was the first product that I tried that was Asian skincare and that I loved, that I saw like immediate results from. I noticed like smoothing and just healing and wonderful niceness. So I think I'll try this again. I just don't know when that'll be because I have that giant Cosrx one, which I may like. I just need to work it back in my routine again. Then we have the Banila & Co. Clean at Zero. This is their smaller size. Oh, let me see, look, it's all gone. And I'm actually almost done with their like bigger size. It's like this big. And I really love this still. It melts off all makeup. It has a very like florally smell almost. If you're not into smell, then you probably won't like this. I think the next time I'm actually going to try to get the Clean at Zero Purity, I think it's called, because it doesn't have a scent to it, or it's for like sensitive skin. I don't think this bothers me at all, but I just want to try something that's without a really, really strong scent. So I really love this though, and I really can't see myself trying another oil cleansing step. This one is cheap to get. It's available on Amazon Prime as of right now, and it's just nice, and it melts off all heavy makeup. It melts off liquid lipstick, like the whole 9 yards. So I love this. Then we have another Snail product, and it's 2 tubes of the Mizone Multifunction Formula All-in-One Snail Repair Cream. So these are the smaller tubes. I think they're like maybe $7 each. I don't even remember which website I got them from, but I tried these out. I liked them when I was using them, but this is actually when my skin started kind of freaking out a little bit over the summer. This one has 92% snail extract in it. It's supposed to be, it's one of my, like the last step, it's supposed to be a cream, but I don't think it was heavy enough, and I think my skin really started to dry out even in summer, which is bad because obviously your skin shouldn't be really dry in summer when it's like hot and humid and gross. So I don't think this was heavy enough for me, but if I layered it with something else, I think it'd be fine. But there's other creams I want to try, and this didn't really give me like noticeable results of any kind. But it's definitely like a lighter cream. You might like it a little bit more if you're oily, but I don't think I would try this one again. I think there's plenty of other lotions and creams and stuff that I can definitely try. Then we have something that I tried once, didn't like, and I'm not going to finish, and I got some little samples of the, I think they're the Too Cool for School, I'm pretty sure. It doesn't even say the brand on here, but it's the Pumpkin Sleeping Pack. I'm pretty sure that's Too Cool for School. And I tried this. The sleeping pack, for those of you that don't know, that aren't familiar with Agency Skincare, it's the very last step in your routine at night, and it kind of seals everything in, not in like a gross Vaseline way, although some people do use Vaseline as a sleeping pack, but this is like a thicker lotion that kind of, it feels almost silicone-y, and it kind of seals everything in. It's really nice. I have another sleeping pack that I really love, but this was gross. This I thought was going to be pumpkin scented, and I should have looked into reviews because I'm sure lots of people have reviewed this and said that it's not pumpkin scented. This smells like really strong men's cologne. Like really strong, gross Axe, or like an off-brand of Axe. Like just really gross. What I imagine that weird bod spray smells like that's what I think this is. It was bad, and it lingered. Like I couldn't sleep when I put it on that night because it just lingered. Like it'd be fine if it kind of like dissipated after you put it on. No, and it was like sunk into my pillow. It was strong. It was really strong, and I'm okay with fragrance in skincare. Like, if I can find something that's not fragrance, I'll buy that, but I'm okay with fragrance in a lot of skincare. That's fine with me, especially if it wears off. This didn't wear off, and I have, obviously, a ton more that I'm not going to use because it was nasty. It was nasty, and I'm not a fan. I'm so glad that I got sample sizes, because if I would've got a whole bottle, I'd have been so mad. I've also gotten back into sheet masks, and I've worn more than this, but I've thrown them out and forgotten about them a little bit. Oops, I forgot to keep the sleeves for them. So I actually have 4 masks to talk about. 2 of them are from My Beauty Diary, and 2 of them are the My Shemming. I only kept the My Shemming packages for some reason because I'm really bad about doing mask empties. I just throw the packages away and don't think about it. So the first one was the My Beauty Diary Hyaluronic Acid Mask, and I love this one. I just realized I have some of these that aren't opened yet, so it's this package. This one gave me bouncy, chewy skin right after. For those of you that aren't familiar, chewy skin is a term that's used a lot in Asian skincare. It's like bouncy skin, kind of like a baby's, like if you like pinch baby cheeks and they have that really like soft texture and like really firm but like supple skin. That's what everyone's kind of going for. I think it's called chok chok is what they refer to it as in like Asian skincare. I think it's a Korean term for it, but this is one of the only masks where I've noticed like chewy skin right after, which sounds gross, but it's a good thing. I promise it's a good thing. And the next morning, my skin felt moisturized still. My acne seemed like it had calmed down because I actually had active zits at that point. The spots on my face looked lightened and my skin felt a lot smoother. So this one's awesome. I plan on buying a ton more because that's great. And like I said, I'm really focusing on moisture and brightening and stuff, and this covered everything. I was so pleased with it. Then we have the My Shemming Snail Essence Hydrating Mask. The My Shemming masks aren't quite as liquidy as the My Beauty Diary masks, but they hold their moisture better and they fit your face better. They have like a better texture to them for some reason, and I just like the way they sit on your face. They're a little more expensive than the My Beauty Diary. I would say the My Beauty Diary are more like economical if you're just getting into masks. Maybe try those first, but I think these have a better fit for my face, and they really like smooth on, and they just feel so much better. This one also has a really good fresh smell to it. It doesn't smell like overly chemically or anything. It doesn't, I mean, Snail doesn't smell like anything, but whatever scent is in here is really nice. Right after, I didn't notice a huge noticeable difference. I felt like my skin was a little more bouncy, but nothing like the hyaluronic acid one that I just mentioned. But the next day, my skin definitely felt smoother and more moisturized. And this one is a Snail mask with hydration, so it kind of fit what it was supposed to do. I think it'd be really good for like calming skin down and just, you know, smoothing out kind of bumps or something. Like, this would be really good for that. So I'm definitely going to get more of these in the future. Then we have the My Shemming Apple Brightening and Hydrating Mask. This one I just used. There's still essence like leaking out of it, and I'm not pleased. This one felt like there was a slight tingling going on when I was wearing it. I've noticed that before with Apple masks, so I'm not sure if maybe my skin doesn't really like it or if it's supposed to tingle. I don't know. I didn't notice any noticeable difference right after or the next day, so there was no brightening really that I noticed, no real moisture, no real bounce, nothing like that, so I don't plan on getting this one again. And I just don't think Apple masks really work for me. And the last one I used, which also is one that I haven't used yet, but I, again, didn't leave the package, and that is the Imperial Bird's Nest mask from My Beauty Diary. And this one I didn't really notice a ton of anything either, maybe a little bit of brightening, but nothing like other masks that I've worn. And a little bit of moisture the next day, but again, nothing noticeable. Like, I've worn masks now enough that there's ones that I notice noticeable differences the next day. So if I just don't really notice, or I'm kind of having to pay really close attention to notice, I don't think that's a mask that really works for me. So I'll use this up as just like a moisturizing mask, you know, but if I'm really trying to focus on a certain problem or like brighten my skin up for the next day or something, or really have like a deeply hydrating mask, I wouldn't reach for this, but just to use it up, I will. I actually got these, all the My Beauty Diary ones and the My Shemming ones from beauteous.com, and that's a really good place for buying masks because they sell individuals like this. So I'm able to pick and choose which ones I like in the future and which ones I can try out and stuff, instead of buying a whole box of like these and not liking them. Then we have the Cosrx Galactomyces 95 Whitening Power Essence. This stuff is awesome. I have a second bottle now that I'm almost halfway through, I want to say. This is one of the things that I've continued to use. I do notice brightening with this. Not like intense brightening. I noticed brightening at the very beginning, but now it's kind of like a maintenance type thing. Galactomyces is a fermented product, and so it's supposed to help with brightening and whitening and stuff, and I really do think that this helps to maintain that. If I didn't use this, I feel like a lot of these marks would be way more noticeable and last a lot longer. I do want to add in some other things. I actually just bought an essence that I'm going to try out. I think, is it an essence or an ampoule? It might be an ampoule, actually. They mix up sometimes for me, but I'm really excited about that one to see if I combine these two and if I get even more of the brightening on the acne scars and stuff. But I love this stuff. It's a first treatment essence for me, so I use this right after I use whatever kind of treatment I'm using. Like right now my clindamycin, but if I was going to use like AHA or BHA or something, I would use this right after. I love it. I love it, I love it. It's really nice, really light, soaks in really quickly, leaves like a nice base for putting other stuff on. I adore it. Then we have another new favorite, and it's the Mizone Multifunction Formula Snail Recovery Gel Cream. So it's another Mizone product. I've been trying a lot of them because they're easy to get your hands on. This one is 74% of Snail filtrate, so it's not as high as some of the other ones, but I really like this one. I've been using this, I can't use this as just my only daytime moisturizer, but I do use it on after I've layered other things. So right now I have an oil and I have a cream that I think I layer usually under this. Oh, and I do a moisturizing toner too, and then this on top. And it's a gel consistency. It's not a cream consistency at all. And it's good for kind of sealing everything in, and I really like how makeup goes on top of this as well. It just is really nice. It doesn't feel sticky. And this is really good because it still has Snail in it. Not as much as other products do, but Snail's supposed to be good for, a lot of people say it's good for like acne scars, it's good for moisture, it's good for like a bunch of different things. So this is good for that, and I can always use other products with higher concentration of Snail if I'm looking for like Snail goodness, but this is just good as like a finishing step, and it's pretty inexpensive as well, so I really like this. I have a second tube that I'm already using of this. Then we have a sunscreen, and it's the Biore UV Aqua Rich Watery Essence. It's SPF 50 plus and PA 4 pluses, and I really like this stuff. I have gone through, I think, actually 2 bottles of this, but I don't have my other bottle. I don't know what happened to it because I wasn't keeping stuff for Empties because I'm bad at being a skincare vlogger. But I really like this. This is really good, especially for summer. It does have a higher alcohol content, though. I can't even tell you what's all in it because it's in I think this is a Japanese sunscreen actually, so it's in Japanese. But this is really great for under makeup especially. It really kind of like smooths everything out. It feels almost silicone-y. It has that kind of alcohol content thing. So if you're really sensitive to alcohol, you're probably not going to like this. It's probably going to be really drying. I've been layering obviously a ton of moisturizing steps underneath this, so it still works for me, and it just has like a satiny, smooth finish, almost like a powdery finish when it dries, and it doesn't leave a white cast. It doesn't smell. It just soaks in. It's really nice. So I'm really enjoying this. Although I am trying a different one from Misha right now, which I will talk about in my next Empties, obviously. And I'm really liking that too, and it doesn't have the high alcohol content. But if you're oily or you're like really like don't like a lot of sunscreen under your foundation, this one's really good. And I do believe it's available on Amazon, not Prime though, which is why I got the Misha one, because I was running out of this and I needed it before like 3 weeks away. But I would definitely buy this again. And then we have one measly little makeup product, and that is the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Complete Coverage Concealer. Why does every product that I'm talking about today have a really long name? I don't know. I am in the shade Fair Neutral, and this is the first time that I've actually finished a bottle of this. I could probably still get more of it out, but it was just being a real big pain in the butt, so I just bought a new bottle. I tried to scrape everything off that I could, but it just wasn't happening. I really like this. I've been using this. This bottle lasted me over a year, I believe, so I really enjoy this. It's good for under eyes, and I do use it on zits and stuff as well, and I like it. So I plan on using this for a long time. I was actually going to try the Tarte Shape Tape that like everyone's been talking about, but I went to Sephora not realizing that it was an Ulta exclusive / also a Tarte website exclusive, so I just bought my Urban Decay one, but next time I might try the Tarte Shape Tape, but I enjoy this. It feels good. It soaks in nice. It isn't like crusty or gross. It doesn't really cling to dry patches. It's a good thing. I enjoy it. Alright guys, that is it for my mostly Asian skincare empties, so comment down below and let me know if there's anything that you think I should try based on some of the things here that I liked. If you have any, especially sheet mask recommendations for me. I'm really liking the My Shemmings. I've tried a lot of my beauty diaries. If there's any other ones you think I should try out, definitely let me know. I've tried out the Totally Moly ones, didn't really like them. Yeah, I need to try out some different ones. So let me know down below if there's any that you think that I should try out based on the ones here that I liked. So thank you all for watching, and I'll see all you guys soon. Bye!